Good morning. This is a different kind of video. This is, like the title explains, maybe, I don't know what I'm going to put on it. This is the playlist from the evenings I do normally with my brother, a few friends, and my nephew. But since quarantine, it's just my nephew that is coming over for one-on-one dates, I guess. I tried to do this before last time. We made kind of a playlist or just a record to listen to, but then I didn't get to it and I just put the records back. Now I kept them out, so uh, these evenings are a bit hazy, so it's a bit of a weird playlist. It's everything but not metal, so yeah. We talked about raw black metal. I'm going to do maybe something on Australia, but I've made promises and never keep them. So the next thing for sure will be the Belgian black metal video about Leviathan. But yeah, this is the playlist. Coffee. It's cold already, so let's dive in. The first thing we put on is Dulch with Year Zero. This came out on Isolation Records. Yes, Isolation Records. I think a label connected to Evil Greeds, but I could be mistaken. I'm not 100% sure. Two-guy project, Belgian project. The record, it's not mind-blowing, but it is very good. It has some sludge influences. There's some typo negative stuff in here. There is some hip hop vibes in here, but I can't put my finger on it where it comes from. But yeah, there were two versions of this one: the orange and black, and then the purple, orange, and black that all matched the artwork very good. The record I have is the orange and black variant. So yeah, very nice pressings. This is the same label that also did Blind to Fate and the Partisan records. I'm not sure if I talked about, but maybe they will show up again. Maybe not, but yeah. Very good records. Check it out. I see it pop up a lot on social media, so they must have sold very well for them. There you go. But yeah, before we dive in further, and before I forgot, we talked about in my light stuff is not working. There you go. In the Grondwerk video about raw black metal, we talked about Cold Beach, and I made the mistake, I think, I'm not sure, telling you all that I knew of the label because I think Repose Records sent me this in a promo, or yeah, in that promo pack, and it was this sticker, Beach Vibes, and in my head I always connected it to Cold Beach, which is not the case. But yeah, there you go. It was this sticker I was talking about for the people who were asking. The second record we put on was this one, Deathtones. They came up a little bit in conversation lately. The new record is out. I like one track maybe. I haven't followed it that much. We talked about with Devolve in that chat group. We talked about Deftones, and Thomas asked which to listen to, and I think Around the Fur and White Pony will get you very far with this band. I like this one, just because it's such a full record. I mean, it's all the songs gel. There's not too much. There's not a stinker in here, and all connects in a way. Knife Party Passenger, I always love that track. Very slow, very brooding track with Maynard's from Tool on the vocals. But yeah, this is the re-release or something like it, I think from a few years ago. What's it? First time in 10 years, double LP set. So yeah, it is just the black vinyl edition. But I always love this one. I love Around the Fur a little bit more than this one, but still, these are pretty great records. They were always lumped in the category of nu metal. I'm not sure if I would call it nu metal, but it's convenient to put them in that category. I think they're a bit better than, the Stains and the Linkin Parks and whatever. So yeah. My nephew is really young. He is very hungry for music, and he loves garage stuff because that's what he got into when he started listening to music. This is Fuzz, the Live in San Francisco, the Ty Segall band. And this is 31 Records. This was on Ty's birthday in, did I say what year? Nope. 2013 it says, so maybe 2012, I'm not sure. Yeah, very cool live sets. Garagey. Are they from Australia? I'm not sure. But yeah, these records are part of a line that does these crazy live sets. I have one from the OCs, I think, too, where the guy just vomiting on stage. So it's always really nice, you know, layout, black and white pictures. And yeah, any Fuzz record is a good record in my book. Love that band. I should really pay more attention to the new one, but haven't gotten around to it. Then a classic, into the harder material, Damage from Black Flag. Yeah, a classic. Do I need to explain? Henry Rollins on vocals. I don't know what is your preferred Black Flag vocalist. I think first 4 years is the most enjoyable for me to put on. But yeah, this is, I mean, once again, a classic. On SST Records, and this is the blue label. I'm not sure where the pressing, it's not an original pressing because it doesn't have the tape dubbing kills music or something like it. There's a sticker on the cover that the originals had. Or it was something like, my dad called this anti-parent music or something, I'm not sure. But yeah, Black Flag. Always good. Then, what was playing in the back, this is Sexuality from the Germans. This is the limited edition in a beach towel or a washlet, if you will. Fairly nicely embroidered, you know, stitching there. Record-wise or music-wise, it's hard to explain. It is kind of a weird pop record. It has influences like from Asia coming in. There's a lot of instrumentation, weird instruments. There's some crowd stuff in here, if you will, but mostly the keyboards and the sounds. Yeah, I put it on now and then Friday, and I still don't know what to make of it. This is on Unday Records, and this version was limited to 50. This is 11 out of 50. But yeah, they got on my radar because one of the guys is also in Public Psyche. That was Ray Blossoms, a record we released, this guy. So yeah, very erotic. You should see the center labels, they're even better, but yeah. Sexuality, so yeah, it has to be erotic, I guess. Good records. Now that Public Psyche has called it quits, I hope the Germans keep going and, you know, make another record. But in the meantime, I think this is their second full length, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, a very enjoyable record and very well produced. Looks nice. Then, one more sip. I was talking to a guy that is mostly a black metal contact for me, and he asked yesterday out of the blue, are you into rap music? Because we're talking about NAS. Of course I am, but it reminded me that I haven't talked about this kind of music in a long time. It's been black metal almost exclusively, some death metal here and there. But I haven't bought too many other records just because of budget and because of focus in the collection. This is one that I bought recently. This is a bootleg from the Nostalgia Ultra from Frank Ocean. This is the back. I don't even know if there is an original, but yeah, I really love this. The fact that it didn't came out officially is because they, or he uses a lot of samples in this one, and Beatles samples and stuff like that, so it's incredibly expensive to, you know, it was made as a mixtape, or it came out as his mixtape in the first years of the Future Crew. So yeah, there's a lot of samples that won't allow it, or that it's too expensive to put an official out, which is a lot of hip hop don't, you know, release officially. Then Daughters, I took it out and then decided to, I don't know if we played it, maybe a few tracks, because it is, yeah, it is still a heavy record to listen to in company, maybe just like raw black metal, but it is a very good one. They re-released their earlier material, I think, not sure what label. The label that also did those Taos finals. I'm blanking on it right now. But this was released through, I think, Ipecac, yes, in 2018 already. I saw them at Roadburn and they blew me away from the big stage, which is quite a feat. But yeah, Daughters. Not for every time, but when it hits, it kind of hits in a good way. Then the record that did hit was Vark, Nordic Flora Series Part 5, Crush. This is the standard edition, not the one with the tape, with the burning palm trees, but this will do just fine. And this catapulted me straight into the Wolven Zullen Huilen episodes of the podcast, where the first one was, the title was Spit Sugar-Free Red Bull Into My Mouth, which is from this record. It's posh isolation techno, if you will. There's very whispered vocals, passages, long passages. It makes it a bit, hazy in some parts. But it's a very good record. I think, Vark-wise, I think the Misanthrope box is still on rotation, and then this one, which is very good, together with the one with the bank pass fold in half. But yeah, if you are into more electronic, it's not weird electronic because it's very dreamy, so it's listenable, but it's Vark. Then a few more records. This one I bought and have never listened to, because I listened to it maybe once before it came out, and then it wasn't on rotation or in rotation. This is Dulch with 3 Songs of Happiness, Words of Praise on Van Records. Very nice release for this band once again. All the records are incredible. Demo 1 and Demo 2 I devoured at a point. I saw them live at Roadburn. They managed to, exceed expectations, I think. But then when this came out, I always had a disco vibe listening to it, and I don't particularly like disco, but I listened, or I put it again on that night, and then maybe it clicked. I'm not sure. I need to listen to it again in a sober state to see if it still clicks, but it's all very dark blue on black, the artwork, so it doesn't show up too much. But cold synth. It has black metal leanings, but it does nothing to do with black metal. It's just a connotation of it being on Van, and what records came out around the same time Demo 1 and Demo 2 came out. So the aesthetic is maybe black metal, but it is surely not that. But enjoyable. And if I can make a recommendation, start with Demo 1 and 2, and then see if you like this one too. I know Dries, my buddy, he liked this record very much, so there has to be something there. 3 more. A short little video. I'll flip the records. I'll put this one on so we can hear. Come on. Very nice release by Van, of course. The dark blue. This is the center labels for the Germans record. So as I said, erotic. 3 more. Not one of my favorite soundtrack. Only Lovers Left Alive by Jim Jarmusch. This is Joseph van Missem and Squirrel, the band that Jim Jarmusch has. This is maybe a coming-of-age vampire film. It is 2 old vampires that are at the end of their life, I think. I always see it as the world is changing around them, and it's the final straw for them, so they can't hack it anymore in this world, and it's becoming harder to get blood and stuff like that, so they are in the prime, or maybe the prime is already over, but very melancholic. The music is incredible. This record is incredible. But on ATP records, the film itself is maybe the best Jarmusch, in my opinion also. I think it's my favorite movie, but I'm not sure. I'm never sure. I always flip-flop. But it goes from Detroit. It's filmed in Detroit and Tangiers. It has that global feel. But if you haven't seen this one, check it out. We saw Joseph van Missem. We talked about this once again in Molven. We saw him play live. He was going to play the soundtrack, but it was so amateuristic, actually. Not his playing, but the way it was set up on a boat in Liège. Weird evening, but He also played at the Dole TV performance last Sunday, where he was because he had a cross, and he was asked, "Are you still Roman Catholic?" And he said, "No, today, or at this time, mostly Satanist." So he is not disappointing whatsoever. Then 2 classics, trash, hardcore, whatever you want. Here we go, Power Trip. I made this my own special edition. This is just the regular black vinyl, but then I put on the Obi strip from the picture disc. So the standard vinyl is just a black pressing on Southern Lords, and this is the logo X-Men record that is basically the same one. Yeah, Riley Gale went last year, so rest in peace once again. And then the absolutely last one, we always finish with a hip-hop record, and in my book this is a classic. This is Freddy, the self-titled, right? Yeah, it's Freddy Gibbs, but the record's called Freddy, so yeah, the pink one, as you say. Gangster rap, I should say, maybe the last standing gangster, if you will. Yeah, it's always, all the records are amazing. He has these records with Fella, I think, and the other producer that I'm blanking on. Maybe he did produce it on here. No, I'm not gonna find it. No. But yeah, very good hip-hop record. Look at him, laid back. There is a even better picture on here with the G for Gibbs. I think he got on my radar from that Cold as Ice EP or something like it. Straight Killer, that's what it was. But yeah, this was a birthday present from some years ago. Nice and pink records. So yeah, that's it. That was the playlist. Because there is a curfew, so there are 10 or more, a little bit more records, but that's all we could play for that evening. Gibbs in the end. That's it. Like I said, I'm going to do the Leviathan. I hope I'll have it done this weekend. I have to do a bit of research maybe to see and dig out the records to see what I have, and then maybe Australia. We'll see. Grondwerk will be. I don't think it will be next week. I'm not sure. And we're thinking about doing Pyramids, the band. So we'll see. Yeah, that's it for now. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the comments. Yeah, just thanks for dropping by and enjoying these, I guess. Have a great weekend. Peace.